Lebanon. So the next thing that we're going to talk about after this is the man found with a rope around his neck because everybody tried to tell me that it was racist. Well, it turned out not to be, but we're going to get there. But a new wave of exploding devices in Lebanon. Remember yesterday it was the pagers? Well, today is Walkie Talkies. Tomorrow we have no idea what's going on. But let me keep y'all up to date on what's happening. Check it out.
And it's happening right now in the WRAL Live Center.
And send this to your family and friends, y'all. Let's get it popping. We need way more than 4,000 people watching this live.
At least 9 people are dead and more than 300 others are hurt in a second wave of those device explosions in Lebanon. The blast followed multiple exploding pagers used by Hezbollah yesterday. That blast killing 12 people, including 2 children, and hurting more than 2,800. Israeli officials said they did notify the U.S. they were going to carry out the operation in Lebanon, but did not give any details on what they were planning. And just in the last 30 minutes...
Wait. Let me back up for a minute. What did she say?
That blast killing 12 people, including 2 children, and hurting more than 2,800. Israeli officials said they did notify the U.S. they were going to carry out the operation in Lebanon, but did not give any details on what they were planning. And just...
Okay, wait a minute. Because I haven't watched this video yet. I just sourced it, made sure that my people got what I needed to get in order to bring y'all the news and so on and so on. She said Israeli officials let the United States know, because you know that we are supporting Israel in their wars. Israeli officials let the United States know that they were going to be carrying out some attacks. Now, these attacks is happening in Lebanon with these devices that has been planned for a long time. Exploding, thousands of people are hurt in the hospital, maimed, and all of that stuff. This woman is saying that Israeli officials let the United States of America know that they were going to be carrying out some attacks. Now, before I show this rest of this video, I want to show y'all another video that I had queued up, but I didn't know that she was going to say that. But check out this other video that I got queued up right after that. Check this out.
Admiral, what's the White House response to the exploding walkie-talkies in Lebanon today? I know Karine addressed the pagers yesterday, but what's the latest U.S. assessment, and does the U.S. consider this a justifiable escalation?
What I can tell you is we were not involved in yesterday's incidents or today's in any way, and I don't have anything more to share.
Has the Israelis let you know about these operations?
I don't have anything more to share today.
Confirm that it's the U.S. assessment that the Israelis were behind all this?
Nothing more to share.
The Israeli defense minister said today that this is a new era of the war. What's the White House's response to that? And how concerned are you that this will cause this escalation?
All I'll say is that we want to see the war end. And everything we've been doing since the beginning has been designed to prevent the conflict from escalating. We still believe, for instance, that there is a diplomatic path forward, that particularly up near Lebanon. And we still believe that while it is increasingly difficult, and we are certainly no closer to finality, that we're going to that we believe a ceasefire deal and a negotiation to get the hostages out is still the best outcome, and we're going to keep pursuing that.
But how do these events move forward any diplomatic solution here?
It's difficult for me to stand up here, Gabe, and tell you exactly how incidents over the last couple of days are going to affect outcomes in the next few days. All I can tell you is we're still putting our shoulder to the wheel to get the hostages home and get a ceasefire in place, as daunting as that is today. And we are still involved in intensive diplomacy to try to prevent a second front from opening up on that border with Lebanon.
Question for the chat, my co-hosts. The chat is my co-host. Question for the chat. Do you believe that they know nothing about what was going on? Well, he didn't say that they didn't know what was going on. He said that the U.S. wasn't involved. Do you believe, I'm not saying that they were or they wasn't, because I don't have any definitive evidence to point to either way. In your heart of hearts, based off of what you see happening, do you believe that the United States of America has no involvement and know nothing about what is going on with these explosive devices happening over in Lebanon?
And happening right now in the WRAL Live followed multiple exploding pagers used by Hezbollah yesterday. That blast killing 12 people, including 2 children, and hurting more than 2,800. Israeli officials said they did notify the U.S. they were going to carry out the operation in Lebanon, but did not give any details on what they were planning. And just in the last 30 minutes, we're learning the Israeli defense minister has declared the start of what he is calling a new phase of the war.
For a second day in a row, we are seeing a massive chain of explosions tearing through Lebanon. Yesterday, it was pagers belonging to Hezbollah members that blew up. Today, according to Lebanese state media, it's walkie-talkies. We are seeing these explosions in Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, but also in the south, near the border with Israel, and in the east, in a Hezbollah stronghold known as the Bekaa Valley. Lebanese state media is saying that 9 people were killed in today's explosions. That's on top of the 12 who were killed yesterday. And hospitals are struggling to deal with an influx of more than 3,000 wounded people. Now, Israel's government is refusing to say whether it was responsible for these attacks, but earlier tonight, the Israeli defense minister saying the war has entered a new phase, with troops and equipment shifting from the fight against Hamas in Gaza to the fight against Hezbollah in Lebanon. 2 U.S. officials tell NBC News that Israel was responsible for yesterday's attacks, and it appears that this is a new phase of that ongoing covert operation. The question is, will this cause Hezbollah to back down, or will it provoke it into all-out war?
You know what I know? That nobody wants to continue, or nobody on the U.S. front, nobody on U.S. soil wants to continue to engage in war. Shout out to Miss T. Jones. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. I'm so tired of war. I'm just so tired of it. It's almost like we've been desensitized to just be in war. Again, outside of the fact that we had no new wars in 2016 through 2020, I can't remember a time in my life where we wasn't actively engaging in or participating in or about to become a part of something else that's happened and that ain't got nothing to do with us. The Lebanese foreign minister is speaking to CNN after the explosions. Let's get a little bit of his take.
Walkie-talkies exploded today in Lebanon, a day after Israel remotely detonated Hezbollah's network of pagers. Israel's defense...
Dunn says we can be tired of war, but we're not the ones fighting. Well, here's the problem. We're the ones funding it, and it's actually coming out of our taxpayer dollars.
The defense minister today says a new phase of war is beginning and that the center of gravity is moving north, meaning towards Lebanon. The 2 stunning attacks killed more than a dozen people and injured thousands. Hezbollah is vowing revenge. The group, which while the West designates it as a terrorist organization, is actually also a powerful political party with 13 seats in the Lebanese parliament. Foreign Minister Abdallah Abu Habib was the country's ambassador to the United States, also worked once as the economist at the World Bank, and he is now joining us from Beirut. Welcome to the program, Foreign Minister. What do you think is going on?
Pleasure.
What do you know is going on? What's happening right now in your country?
Well, you described it a little bit, and it is worse than one can say. There are a lot of people who were being killed, and a lot of people injured, and a lot of them maimed for good, you know, so it's a very hard situation. And I don't know what's Israel's intention. I don't think they can return their those refugees who went from their villages in the north in this way, because Israel was in Lebanon and had to run away in Lebanon. Of course, they stayed 22 years, but there were too many killings of Israelis there. So I don't think Israel would want to occupy South Lebanon again, because this time the resistance is stronger than it was in the past. So I really don't understand the Israelis, because if they want to get back their people to the north, those who were displaced to the north, to their villages and settlements, they have to negotiate. And they have to negotiate with the Lebanese government through mediators like the Americans as well.
So have there been any negotiations, before I get to the nitty-gritty of the exploding walkie-talkies, has there been any kind of diplomatic attempt? Because Hezbollah obviously also got into this war after October 7th in support of Hamas. So there's been an ongoing exchange of fire between the two sides for nearly a year now.
That's true. Till October 8th, it will be a year. So, yes, the Americans got involved, the French got involved, UN tries its best as well. But we depend on the Americans now to really take it. I mean, Mr. Amos Hochstein is, or I don't know.
Listen, I don't know what she's. I have problems translating sometimes, even when people talking in English. But what I do know is that me personally, my C-student self is tired of funding wars, being a part of a potential war, being named as a war partner, all of that crap. That stuff is over. It's tired. It's done. And I really want to just fix what we got going on at home. I would like for America to become Singapore. I would like for America to become a great country again, but we continue to fall into the depths of hell by participating in all of these endless wars.